Welcome, everyone, to our Saturday Business Success Training. I'm April Reynolds, and I'll be your host for the call this morning. I'm so glad you're on. I know that there's a lot of things you could be doing on a Saturday morning, and the fact that you made the commitment to be on today's call, I really appreciate it, and I hope that we can together learn and reinforce some concepts of things we've heard before and get some enthusiasm going. If you haven't already muted your lines, please star 6. But if there's something along the way that really strikes you and you'd like to share some thoughts or comments, you can either put them in the chat box, and I'll be checking that regularly, or you can unmute yourself and say, I have something I'd like to share about that, or an experience that was right along those lines that really illustrates well what we just talked about. Feel free to do that. For those that don't know me well, like I said, I'm April Reynolds. I'm from the Houston area here in Texas. I found Relive 5 years ago. I was looking for something to bring in some income to help with upcoming expenses. I had 2 sons in high school at that point, knew they'd be going on, having things that they would be doing in their life, whether college, mission for a church, or other things, and we thought, we just need to bring in some extra income. And I started on the products just because I thought I should if I was going to do it as a business. And little did I know what impact it would have for me. I was able to avoid 2 surgeries on my hand for trigger finger arthritis, get through shingles without that ongoing pain that can go on for months or years after you've had shingles, resolve an irregular heartbeat that my cardiologist was just convinced I needed to have some medication for, but once it was resolved with what I took with Relive, he said, you just keep doing what you're doing. And I said, I will. And most recently, I'm just really excited about Fit 3. I've lost like 20 pounds on Fit 3. I took a survey for the insurance that my husband has from his work, where you have to rate yourself for how much. Oh, someone's not muted. If you could do star 6 to mute yourself, that would be great. Anyway, we have to take a survey in order to get the best price on our insurance, and at the end of every year. And the last few years, the numbers were below average for a woman my age, and that perturbed me because I thought, I'm on Relive. I don't understand. Why is this not working? But with the principles that I've been able to apply with Fit 3, I took my score from being under average for a woman my age to well over average. It is on a scale of like 0 to 100. I leaped up my scale in 1 year by 30 points. It was just amazing. So, it just goes to show it's not just only about weight. It's about feeling good. It's about having your health numbers be good. It's about learning strategies to take care of your body, getting adequate sleep. It's all those things that help us just feel good and feel a zest for life. And that's something that I am really excited about, and I'm sharing with a lot of people. So that's a little bit about me. And so we're going to go on here to our business success training. If I can get it to cooperate. Let's see. Oh, here we go. All right. In today's training, we are going to talk about some things that we can get really fired up about in February. And as we go throughout the training, there's going to be some little slides like this that I'm going to insert. Be looking for something to do with $250. And another $250, and something that I'm calling T3 equals $4,500, flash, free to all, G shipping. Anyway, those are just some little snippets of things I want you to be looking for as we go throughout our training to have us see what we can do in February to really get fired up about our businesses. How do you succeed with Relive? Well, there's something we call our circle of success. There are 5 fundamental steps. And with these fundamental steps, we take new people through them, and we introduce them to the Relive system, the business cycle, daily activity, the corporate support that we're offered, which is huge and continues to grow with just incredible support for us. And the best way to succeed with Relive is to use this system, but the system doesn't work unless you fuel your business with new people. And that's what we are here to talk about today, how to fuel your business with new people. And there's many, many ways to do that. We'll be covering some of them. But be thinking about how you can reach out to people in the various different ways that you might be exposed to opportune moments, people you take, you create your list. You might do booths. You might do different workshops or meetings in homes. There's lots of different ways, and we'll be covering some of those today. So the key for the circle of success is, of course, to take action now. It's easy to let life get in the way. It's easy for us to say, okay, I've got this and this and I need to do. And it's true. We do have other commitments and obligations in our life, and we need to make sure we don't shortchange those, especially our family. We need to make sure that our family knows that we're there for them, that we care for them, that they're number one. But also we can't be doing all these things and pushing our business. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it over the weekend. Because then we're not going to end up with the action that's going to help us find that success. So we're going to talk about what action we can take. The steps of identify, connect, share the story, ask for a decision, register, and go. These are our daily fundamentals. Well, first, we have the step of identify. And that is, we can make a list. We can make a list now. 10 product prospects, 10 business prospects, and then right next to each name why you thought of each person. That provides the purpose for that first contact of reaching out to them and the follow-up. And some people are going to be drawn toward the business side. And some people at this point, maybe they're just not really open to the business side yet, and I'll say yet, because some people, it may take them a while being on products and say, this is amazing. I got to look into this business. But other people, we just have to take people from where they are. Write down that purpose for why you're contacting them. And then decide who are the first 5 that I'm going to contact and who are the people that I'm going to contact today. I mean, the fact is we always have new people to talk to, family and friends and people that we meet at work, people from church, school, social media. Find ways to add to your list every day. And now we get to one of those first 3, the T3-1, more names help. If you want a chance to be able to get in the top 3, there is a promotion being offered in February that the volume from customers and distributors that you personally sponsor in February, that doesn't mean all the people from eons ago, because sometimes you say, oh, it's just so hard, all these people have all these contacts and they're going to be ordering all these things. So this is a promotion, this T3 or top 3 promotion is for customers and distributors that you sponsor in February. And that gives you an equal chance to be able to add people and customers and distributors to your downline to get the bonus money that will total $4,500 that Relive is putting out there. First place is $2,000. Second place is $1,500, and third place is $1,000. That's a great thing, and it gives us a chance to say, you know what, if I work hard, if I get more names on my list, there are more people I can contact and more people that, are going to say, yeah, I'll give it a try, or, I'm really looking for ways to bring in income. The bills are just piling up, and I know I was talking to someone recently, and it just seems like she's had one thing after another. Young couple, they bought a home. Then in this area, Harvey hit, and they evacuated, and their home didn't flood, but they ended up having the expense of staying in a hotel away from the Houston area that they had not budgeted in, and then their car broke down, and then they ended up having she had kidney stones, and she's pregnant, but she thought she was in early labor. She ended up in the hospital, and her little son that's like a year and a half old, he ended up with some breathing problems in the hospital. And I was just talking to her just a few days ago, and she said, it just seems like one thing after another keeps hitting us up, and we're just like, oh, we're just drowning. There's a person like that may say, listen, there's something we need to talk about. There's something that may help you. Let's see if we can meet together, and I've got some ideas that you may want to take a serious look at. That's the kind of person that you're not going to want to say, well, there's this stuff that's going to help you feel better and lose weight, because she is looking for something to help them stay afloat financially. So here again, look for the reason, look for that why, and the more people you can identify that would fall in that category for those names, the better off you're going to be as far as having that chance to get a serious, contending towards being in that top 3.
Hey, April,
And,
can you go ahead and mute the lines? Because there's somebody there's just people that aren't muting, and it's kind of distractive. And you've got such a great training, and we don't want it to be wrecked.
okay. Okay. So let me go ahead and take care of that. Okay. So the lines are muted now, and everyone is muted. If you are wanting to say something, go ahead and hit *6 if you'd like to unmute. So the second step is connect. Review the 20 prospects with your upline and decide who's first. What do you say? Will you share your excitement and share why you thought of them? It's just like what I was going into. This young woman that has just a couple of kids and she's pregnant, these are the reasons why. Let's see if we can talk and come up with something that can help you here. And when you use their why, it lets them know that you care. It's not just like, hey, I've got this great business, I want to tell you about it. Then people feel like you're coming at it from what is in it for you. But if you let them know, I heard you talking about how you're just really struggling, trying to stay on top of all these expenses you've had. There's something that might help. Let's sit down and talk. Or if somebody is having some, other issues that you think that maybe they would be more open to the product side, there's no reason why you can't reach out to them about the product. Let them know why you're reaching out to them, that lets them know that you really care deeply about them. They may say yes. They may say no. That's okay. But they won't have a chance to see if this is something that would be helpful unless you offer it to them. So for those that are only on the phone, Roger Broberg has a comment. He said not only the 4,500 in the top three, but also the 250 extra for MA and 250 extra for 3 quick starts. Good for you, Roger. You are on top of it. You are ahead of the game. We're going to get to that a little bit later in the presentation, and but be looking for that slide where I'm going to be covering in a little more detail what Roger just pushed forward. And I'm just telling you, Relive is just pulling out all stops. I kept thinking, okay, here's the promotion for February. It's going to be this top 3. Oh, and look, here's another promotion. Oh, and here's another promotion. Oh, here's another. They just keep layering it and layer it and layer it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're really, really looking to support us in our businesses and help us to get ramped up, to really feel successful, to get some of those bonuses rolling in, and to encourage us to be able to reach out to people to do this business. And when we're reaching out to people, we can use the company tools to validate. Oh my goodness, they have such great tools, and they're continuing to innovate additional tools that will help us. And of course, the goal is to set an appointment. When I was talking to this young mom, I don't want to say, hey, let me just sit down and talk to you right now. She was in the middle of trying to do some painting work around the house. She had a couple other people over. That was not the time for me to sit down and talk to her. She needs a time where she can focus and say, I know you're really busy with this right now. Let's see, how about, maybe Tuesday night or maybe Saturday afternoon, maybe your husband can help with the kids so you can really listen and we can focus better on what we're talking about. Or maybe, it's not convenient to do at that time to say, I've got kids too. Let's just come on over, and if the kids run around a little bit, it's okay. I'm good with that because I just really think that this is something that you'll really benefit from hearing. And here again, I caught myself doing it, and it's something that I need to continue to work on. Try to take the I out of it when you're talking to people. If you say, I think this is good for you, then here again, it sounds like I'm putting something on them. Instead of saying, you're really going to benefit from this. You can really use some extra income. Let's see if we can talk to see if there's something out there that I know of that would be of help to you. So, opening sentences, I know your health is a priority. I'm working with a company to really help you. Why don't we get together? Or, Dawn, we were at the soccer game the other day, and you're bringing up about how finances are just really tight. You need to hear something that's helped me. When can we get together? Or I've started in something, or I'm continuing something that has made me think of you. You need to check this out. It's a chance to earn some serious money. When can we get together? Or just the most basic one, how are you? And just listen. A lot of people will say, how are you? Oh, it's going good. Oh, blah, 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 blah. And it's more like a hello. But if people can tell you're really serious, how are you doing these days? We haven't talked in a while. you look, like you're a little bit on edge, and people can tell you're really sincerely interested. That's when they're going to open up. And when they open up, then those are the times that they're really going to be all ears to listen and to say, yeah, maybe we can get together. There's something that can help. I'd really appreciate it because I just don't know what to do right now. That's when persons are going to be open to say, yeah, let's do this. Let's talk and see what this can work for you. And of course, in the process, use the tools, use the stories to validate. As we know, the stories are really what touches people's heart. You can pull out all kinds of scientific research and blah, blah, blah. But honestly, other companies are like, well, I've got my own scientific research. What really touches people is when they can say, wow, this really helped you. I think in terms of a teenage girl that I helped a few years back, and she had, goodness sakes, she had this horrible case of hives that had lasted through an entire summer. She'd missed her church growth camp. She was just miserable. She'd gone on an elimination diet. She'd tried different medications. Nothing seemed to work. Her mother is a nurse, and the doctors were saying, we need to take this radioactive test for you and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, my daughter's 15. I don't want her exposed to that. And she was just beside herself. And I said, listen, you got to, there's something that I think would really benefit you. And it turns out I was able to introduce her to Relive. I came over and gave her a presentation. She goes, oh, my goodness, this is so great. Put her on the products. And within a week and a half, in fact, it was so bad they were not sure that she was going to be able to even start school. She was in an advanced placement high school program where you go to classes at a junior college, and they weren't even sure she was going to be able to start school. Within a week and a half, which was about the time the school was getting ready to start, she was able to start school. And then weirdly, like a month and a half later, she started having some other joint problems. Turns out she was diagnosed with lupus. The doctor wanted to put her on 8 medications. Here again, her mother is like, I'm a nurse. I know what those medications do. I do not want her on all those. So listening to her and listening to her concerns, using the stories, I contacted Quila, who had a wonderful, wonderful conversation with the mom and the daughter, and was able to help her see how this could change, the trajectory of how her daughter's health was going. Got her on the products because of validating through that story. And then she ended up having her fingers looked like little sausages. She couldn't even walk down the stairs of her second-story house from her bedroom upstairs. She had to scoot on her bottom. She was just so swollen and so miserable. Within a very short time of going on the products, her swelling went way down, and she, I think, started on maybe 1 or 2 medications, and within a short time she was able to drop those off, and went through, sailed through high school, was healthy, was vigorous, didn't have any physical limitations, has since graduated and is going on to an engineering studies, advanced studies in engineering. It's just so thrilling when we can use stories to validate and really meet a need that people have. Well, one need that people have also is to get fit. A lot of times people, are just like, oh, I'm just trying to lose weight. I don't know, it's just never working out for me. No matter what I do, I lose a few pounds, I gain a few pounds more. Or I don't know, I just don't feel like I have to get up and go that I used to. You can reach out to people and say, you and I have both worked on getting in better shape. We've worked out together, we've gone and played racquetball together, we've skied, we've gone running, or we've all talked about how, we've got so many, so much going with our kids, we're running here and there, we just need more energy to keep up with our kids. This is a great time to tell them something that Relive is doing yet again for the month of February, and that is free access to the Fit 3 program. Say, listen, there's a program I'm working on, and it is going great for me. I've got friends that have just lost all kinds of weight. They're feeling more energy, and they're opening up. They're unlocking the part where they have the workouts and the nutrition guidelines for free. They did it last month, and I'm blown away. They did it actually again this month. This is the first time they've ever done that. And furthermore, they're having a sale and reducing the products prices that's extended through February. I was really sure they were going to cut it off at the end of January. Now they're extending it. This is something you want to take a look at because, it is something that I know that has worked for so many people, And both of us have goals to lose weight. We're not, both of us are trying to get more fit. Maybe it's something we can do together. Here again, a great way to welcome people in, let them know about a promotion, but doing it in a comfortable conversational way. You're not walking up saying, our company has a great promotion. It's about this weight loss thing. Do you want to do it? You know, here again, that sounds like you're putting it on them for something, two for you and one for them. But if you come in it as it is something that has worked for you or something that you're just starting into, then it's something that is, let's do this together. And that can bring a lot of help and enthusiasm for saying, sure. And furthermore, you know, here again, the free access to this, to the weight loss guidelines as far as the nutrition guidelines, the workouts, the price reduction, and furthermore, the products are guaranteed. So, I mean, where's the risk? There's like none. So sharing your Relive story, your why, your belief, your heart, share the whole story, including about the Clovis Foundation. I know when I first saw the presentation, the business side was interesting, and that's what I was looking for. But when I heard the part about the Clovis Foundation, it touched me. I just thought, what company does this? I mean, I know there's probably some companies that will donate money to different causes, and maybe there's other companies that have some causes, but the amount that the Clovis Foundation, the amount of funds and effort that they put out to truly impact people, and not just say, well, here's a donation for the food drive at Christmas time, but this is something that the Clovis Foundation is able to help children around the world with, that are struggling just to stay on top of life, that they make the commitment to help them through the years, not just a one-time thing. It's just so touching. And as we can share that, people can realize this company is set apart. It's got a heart. And as we also share about the products and the business, we can do it in various different ways. You know, we can do it through videos, through slides, through the opportunity books. You know, there's the relive.com Get Started. We've got the wonderful new XR videos at once. I guess that's a little down the line when we're training people and stuff, but I'm just going to say I love those new videos that Thomas put together. They're just really great. Webinars that we can put people on, and we can introduce our prospects to our upline and help them to see that these are real people that have had great results, and other Relive stories that have, where people have had just really good results in moving through. And, you know, engage people in home parties, Relive meetings. We have conference calls, and ask them who they know. Who do you know who would benefit from this? We've got the blog, video tools. And the thing is, you don't need to know it all. Sometimes I kind of felt like, oh, you know, I don't know the answers to all of it. And honestly, and sometimes it's better if you can do that. Even sometimes if you feel like you know the answer, having that third-party validation saying, you know, I'm not sure, or you know what, I have somebody who has had some great results with this. Let's look into that and find out from them what they did and how it worked for them, so that they can know it's not just us saying, oh, we've got the greatest products ever, even though we know we do, but helping them to see there are real people that are out there, have had real results, and can really support them through their process. And then we ask for a decision. Be prepared to do business. Have products. Have tools with you at all times. Have a recommended order ready for each option, whether it's customer, distributor, master affiliate. Now, they may want to adjust it a little bit, and that's okay. But if you've got a base order together, I know when I first started, people would say, okay, I wanted to do order, you know, so what would I get? And I was like, I need to go home and figure it out. And I'm thinking, they're probably going, how you do this, you know. And so it's so much more professional to say, oh, yeah, here's a great order you could do as a master affiliate. Here's a great order you could do as a distributor. You're interested in the 25%? Great. Here's an order that is a recommended one. Or customer, you listen to what they're looking for as far as the results and help them to be able to know what would be a good thing. And make sure that you have the online form application available, or you can call the 1-800-RELIVE-US, or Relive Us. I know that sometimes, you know, things happen. There was one time that I was getting ready to place an order for somebody that they were looking at coming into the 30%. And I said, great. I didn't bring with me my computers. I didn't have a laptop at that time. And I said, do you have a computer? She goes, oh, yeah, but it's fouling up at this time. It's, so I'm like, oh, no problem. You know what? I can just do it right here on my phone. So we need to have all the different options available so that no matter what happens, we have an avenue to be able to address it and take care of it and help them to sign up to do business. Speaking of promotions, as they're trying to decide, okay, do I want to be a new customer? Do I want to be a distributor? I don't know. Maybe I'd even consider master affiliate. This is something that can help them in that decision-making process. They did extend through February also free ground shipping for new distributors who come in with a volume of 500 or more. For current distributors who are below the 25% profit level who come in at 500 or more, or for qualifying master affiliate orders, each one of those three categories can get free ground shipping. So if someone's like, okay, I don't know, maybe I'll just get, a couple $100 worth of products or something, and say, you can do that, but let me tell you, one thing you might want to be aware of, if you get up to this level, you get free ground shipping, and that saves you, and then you can figure, if you have figured out ahead of time, that saves you how much money. I think I recall it's $22, but I'm not sure. Anyway, you'd have to check, but have that figure right off the top of your head, and they can use that as they are trying to sort out this decision of, may tip them towards saying, well, if I just get a few more products than that, and then I can get the free shipping. So that's something that's really a benefit too. And then one thing that I didn't put in here is for those people that are interested in coming in from the Fit 3 side, they're looking to get a Fit Kit. The Fit Kit is, as I recall, I think it's still dropped down to the $450 retail value instead of the $500 retail value. But please be aware, it used to be, and when it's the $500 value, then that will qualify someone for the 25% profit level. Since it's $450 at this point, they would need to get an extra $50 worth of products in order to get up to that 25% level. The 25% level is not down to the $450 for the Fit 3. It gives them a break. It basically allows them to get an extra $50. And I also explained it this way to people. I said, if you get an extra $50 worth of stuff, then actually you're going to get 25% off of that and 25% off the $450. I mean, it's just the benefits just keep going on, and that can be enough to help people to go, wow, well, yeah, I want to do that. So you ask for a decision. Where do you want to get started? If they're looking at the products, ask questions and listen. You can recommend a super pack, maybe personalize it to their needs. Keep it simple. Don't overwhelm them. If you say, oh, you could do this, and I know you have some heart issues, you can do cardio essentials, and you have some women's issues, you can do soy essentials, and pretty soon people, their heads are going to be swimming. We don't want that. Keep it simple. Don't overwhelm them. Start them on the basics so that they can, get the results, hopefully on the basics. And then if we need to add in some of the targeted products later, you can. So, but on the other hand, if they are dead set on one of our targeted products, don't talk them out of it. If that's something that they want, just listen. Work with them for what they want. And then make sure that you ask them, who do you know who can benefit from the Relive products? And then also find out, where would you like to get started? Maybe the person wants to build a Relive business. And let's help you get started. Here again, paper application, online application, on the computer, on your phone. And let's review the profit options, revisit the comp plan. And, I know that one time when Carla was down here doing some appointments with me, she was really great. There was a family that was interested in the products and help for the mom and help for a daughter and stuff. And she said, I don't know if you're interested in the business, but you're going to get results. And if you get results, you're going to recommend people, and we'll come and help them to see what this can offer for them. So let me just go over this quickly, the business side. So that way the people don't feel like, oh, you're pushing this business on me. I only want the products. But they can say, oh, I'll listen just so I'll know what you're going to be sharing potentially with some of my friends and such. And then as they listen to it, they may go, well, that's really interesting. That might be something that I would want to do. Because really, who doesn't need some extra money? The fact is, I know when we were first married, I thought, oh, man, graduated from college, and we thought, okay, now my husband has a full-time job as a software engineer. Now we're going to be making some good money. Well, then our expenses went up because we're no longer living in the college town and a little college apartment. So we thought, okay, so if we made just this amount much money more, maybe another $5,000 a year, boy, our life would just be so eased up. We would have it made. Well, every time my husband got a raise, it seems like something came up that was additional. Our family was growing. We ended up buying a house. We needed more, our clothes were old from college. We needed to update our wardrobe. Our kids, needed clothes or diapers. And it just seems like things continued happening. So no matter how much our income increased, it just seemed like, we need just a little bit more money. Well, this is a great way to help people say, you know what, if you're in that position where you say, if I just had this amount more money per month, it would just make it so much easier for us. This is a great way to do it. And then also let them know, who do you know who might want to start a Relive business? When you help others, you also get bonuses. So how does 250 and 250 sound? Bam, this is just what Roger was pointing out earlier in this webinar. Quick start bonus. For each 3 new distributors that you get in the month of February, you get $250. That's not for the first 3 distributors you get. That's for each 3. You can get that multiple times. And for each new master affiliate that you sign up in the month of February, you get another $250. So that's $250 for 3 quick starts and $250 for a master affiliate. And then you can do it again. If you do another 3 quick starts or higher in February, then you get another $250. You get a second master affiliate, then you get a second amount of $250 for that. So the money can add up really quickly. So the thing is, you're helping others to get started in their business, and by helping others, you also get additional bonuses. And there's the caveat you need to be aware of is that the volume for these particular businesses, these distributors and master affiliates, must be purchased directly from Relive and in the new person's account. For instance, if you have a fit kit and some other products that somebody says, I'll just buy it from you, and then that's not going to show from Relive that it was from that new person's account. So it must be purchased directly from Relive. And also, Clovis Foundation donations are gratefully accepted, but they are not part of this bonus qualifications, just to make sure that nobody thinks that they're doing it right to get a bonus and finds that there were some little details they didn't pay attention to. Make sure you notice those details, and it just makes it so much more accessible for us to get bonuses. I just think it's just very, very exciting. Well, once you've had somebody that has decided, you register them and go. You follow up with consumers. Help them with their product regime, help to educate them with stories, and help them to look at moving up. Make sure you reach out to them. Don't wait like a couple of 3 days before you contact them. Contact them the next day and say, hey, what did you put in your shake? If you say, did you take your shake? People feel like, hey, you're just catching up, checking up on me like I'm a child. Just say, oh, what did you put in your shake? Tell me about how it works. And that shows that you're interested and that you're trying to help support them and help them realize they need to be consistent. I mean, the fact is, the Relive products work, we know that, but they need to be consistent and they need to take enough. And if it seems like that's something they're struggling with, rather than, we don't want to feel like, have them feel like we're lecturing them. No, you've got to take more. But that's where the beauty of stories comes in. You have somebody come on a story, have them share about how their consistency made a huge difference in them seeing their results. But it's important throughout, as they're starting to maybe see some initial results, that we talk to them and say, who do you know who could benefit from these products? Or who do you know who could benefit from this business opportunity? And here again, these guidelines listed on this slide, they're just guidelines. Use common sense. Go with your gut. Go with what you just get a sense that person needs, and help support them. That's the bottom line. We're just supporting them throughout this process. And set distributors up to succeed. Help them take immediate action. We're going to have them identify and build a list with you. Here again, mistakes that I've made along the way, things that I've learned. I know one of my distributors, I said, now go home and make a list, and we'll meet together next week, and I'll go over your list with you. And I was thinking she was going to come up with, 50, 75 names, because this person has lived all over the United States, and actually she's lived internationally. And she came back, and she says, I've got 10 people. And I went, 10? That's all you know, 10? But see, I didn't set it up properly. I should have said, let's get together, we'll build a list together. And on the IXAR, it has different categories of people to help people realize, okay, this is people from church, these are some people from school, these are some people from my kids' soccer game or my daughter's dance lessons or whatever. And one thing that I think is good to know is when you list off each of these different people in these categories, don't say, I'm going to wipe out everyone on my list in church first. I'm going to contact everyone I possibly know. Then I'm going to move on to the next category. Don't do that, because then you're kind of mining through all those people that if you find someone on the list who wants to do the business, and like I had somebody tell me that. She said, well, you've probably contacted everyone in our church, so there's no point in me even trying to do the business because mostly that's the people that I know. I said, no, I haven't, because here again, if you leave some of those names and continue on to other categories on your list, it keeps open other people that should you get someone who decides to do the business, they have people that they can springboard off of from the very group that they're most familiar with. And so, and it gives us a variety of different people to reach out to as we go through the different categories, the business contacts that we have from, our banker or our dry cleaner or just different people that we can go through each of those. And review the basics of running a Relive business with them, ordering, registering people, navigating relive.com, how they get the distributor kit, how to work with the distributor services, and kind of review the Relive system for us. The Relive system is here to support us and to support our new people, and make sure that they get on those new IXAR training things with Tom. Like I said, those are really, really great training. And speaking of the tools we have, oh my goodness, we have blogs, we have the Lifestyle Magazine, we have videos, we have brochures, we have online things. All those different things are just really, really great to help spread the word of what we can do with Relive. And speaking of the Relive system, here it shows it. Here's the business cycle of things. It says International Conference. We know at this point it's our Relive Live, which I'll get to in just a minute. But there's special events that come up. I know that there's special events that are up in Oregon for the Oregon group, and whether we don't have special events near us, we have other things that we can tap into too. We have daily activity of presentations, in-homes, meetings, uplines, three-way calls, and some of this needs to be nurtured as we go along. There's some people that I've been working with in my Toastmasters group for a while, and they kind of had some interest, and then it kind of waned, and then they had some interest, and now one of the persons in my Toastmasters group teaches a divorce care series of classes through her church where she is reaching out to support people that are struggling in the emotional aftermath of going through a divorce. And she said, do you think that the products could help people that are just really, really stressed out and struggling? I said, absolutely. And so she said, well, maybe you can come as a guest. And here again, she says, please don't be doing a whole presentation and saying it costs this much and everything, but help people understand the vision of what nutrition can do to benefit and support them when they're going through a really stressful time. Well, that was not something I ever had thought about, even offering to reach out to her. But over time, as this friend in Toastmasters has seen my sincerity and seen my enthusiasm, seen my results with Fit 3, then she's starting to think about, well, wait, you could help this group here. You could help this friend of mine here. And so it takes time. But as we do daily activity, we're planting those seeds. Some will sprout immediately. Some will sprout over time. But that consistent action is what's going to make a difference. And here again, introducing new people back and forth over and over again. Corporate support is huge. They've changed up the Monday night podcasts with Tina. Those are here again, full of great information. Make sure that you know how that system is working now. There's different monthly product calls, support tools, just all kinds of things to help us use this Relive system. And I mentioned the Anaheim Live, April 20th through 21st, and also the Relive Live in Orlando in October, the 12th and 13th. For the first one coming up, I hope you have your tickets for that already. And I know that those people who are new, who get in after the February 1st when the price went up to $100 for the registration, the people who've come in and registered as distributors since that time will still be able to get the early bird price of $85. I am really excited for that opportunity. I know there's a few people who talked about coming a day or day and a half early and doing Disneyland. Great way to build some team camaraderie. And I know that they announced on the website that Dr. Carl is going to be there. He's going to be explaining about and kicking off some of the new products and new formulations that he's come up with. It's just going to be a dynamic time. It is not something you're going to want to miss. Make sure you get your tickets soon. Make sure you get your lodging soon. We've got the lodging that is the block lodging for our group for Relive, and make sure if you go on the website and go to the different things of special events, it will take you to the link to the hotel and you can get your reservation there. But hope that we will see all of you guys on this call at that Relive Live in Anaheim, or for our friend that's off in South Carolina, Orlando. There may be some from our group that decide to go to both, and that's awesome. If we could go to, if your circumstances allow you to go to both. But at least make sure you go to either the Anaheim or the Orlando one. They're going to be fantastic. Engage your team, develop a library of stories, your upline, your downline, your sidelines, and to build ambassadors, we need to build relationships. Really, relationships is what this business is about. And as we build relationships, it's something that will keep us together, keep us unified, make the experience more satisfying, and help people to be uplifted as we lift each other. And that's such a great culture in Relive, is lifting each other, not competing against each other, but helping each other out with no direct financial reward, just because that is the culture of Relive. I help you, you help me, and we all lift each other together. Make sure you stay engaged with what's going on in Relive, with emails, calls, webinars, blogs, social media, text. I mean, it's all out there. One thing that speaking of the text and also emails, I love the text, but especially the emails put out by Tina about Fit3 and the encouragement she gives 5 days a week. How she comes up with that material 5 days a week, I don't know, but I'm just telling you, it's important. And make sure that those people that we are reaching out to understand that. I have a gal that has been on the Fit3 products, and I was visiting with her a few days ago, and I said, now, are you getting those emails that talk about the different strategies, how you can work, and be more, dedicated and focused on healthy choices? And she goes, I'm not sure that I am. And I'm like, oh, my goodness. So I went to the computer and helped her walk through how to get signed up for those emails. And so make sure that when we are working with customers or working with distributors, that they're plugged into all those areas. I thought she had been getting them, but evidently not. So we need to just double check and make sure that they're getting all the support they need. And then set goals for yourself, set goals for your team and for your downline. Help people stretch their thinking. Think of what it will take to make it to key director in whatever number of months that they're looking at. And who will be the next key director? Who will be the next person moving up? Maybe even who will be the next person that is a distributor, but you want to help them move up to master affiliate. That's something that's all part of our planning for our team and for our business. And then from there, duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Who's next? We go through that cycle of 5 steps all over again. So that is the end of our presentation. I guess I should maybe go back to this last slide. Do you have any questions or comments before I finish this recording tonight, or today? It's not tonight, it's today, this morning. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this training. I hope it's kind of focused you and excited you a little bit more on the February bonuses that have been announced and the opportunity that we have for this truly to be within your reach. I think that's a very exciting element of it, and I wish you well. Hope you have a great weekend and a great Relive day. Take care. Bye now.